Good morning, children. I am Praseena, TGT Social Science. Today we are going to study the second part of the lesson, land, soil, water, natural vegetation and wildlife. So last class completed land part, I think. So today we will start from soil. The meaning of soil, layers of soil, which are the factors which affect the formation of soil, degradation of soil and preventive measures. This is what we are going to learn today. Okay, let us continue. Let us understand the definition of soil. The thin layer of grainy substance covering the surface of the earth is called soil. Soil is made up of organic matters, minerals and weathered rocks found on earth. Soil is formed by the process of weathering. So, first of all, what kind of factors are affecting soil formation? The major factors of soil formation are of the parent rock and climatic factors. Other factors are topography, role of organic material and time taken for the composition of soil formation. Parent rock means in a particular area from which rock the soil formed. That type of rock will affect the texture, color, chemical composition of the soil. Example, if last year you learned about different type of rocks. If the soil is formed from igneous rocks, naturally the color will be black. And the chemical composition, there will be more iron content and all, because igneous rock contain more iron and minerals and the color is black. So naturally the soil which formed from igneous rock also will look like that. Like in our place, you see in Kannur, we have mainly laterite soil, that red color brick type of soil, because of rocks present in these areas are like that. And several other reasons are there, you will learn in detail later, but now you understand from whichever rock the soil formed, that will affect the color, texture and chemical composition of the soil. Then other factors which affect the soil formation are topography. Like if the place is a mountain area, naturally the soil will be rich in minerals, alluvial soil, then humus content will be there, because in mountains there are forests and also there will be more humus content, etc. Or if the place is a desert region, naturally the soil type will be dry, arid soil like sand. Then organic material. Like if the place is a forest area, naturally there will be more organic material there. The dry leaves will fall down, then some animals and all will die. All these things, bio things, which will be decomposed and become part of the soil. That will increase the fertility of the soil and humus content of the soil. Then time taken for the composition of soil formation. When the soil start forming, if it is a long time period, then naturally more soil, thickness of the soil will be more. So these are the factors which affect the soil formation. Now let us see a small video to understand the soil formation, how the soil formed. Just watch the video.
Millions of years ago, the earth was made up only of rocks. There was no soil, hence no plants and no life. Slowly, the huge rocks broke into small pieces due to action of rain, frost, heat and the wind. This process of breakdown of huge rocks into smaller pieces is called weathering. Weathering takes place as rocks are broken down into progressively smaller pieces by the effects of weather. Slowly, tiny plants and green moss grew on the broken pieces of the rocks. When these plants died, their remains were added to rock pieces and the soil was formed. Weathering continued and the bigger trees started to grow. And slowly the animal life began on the earth. It took millions of years for the soil to form.
Soil profile. Soil profile means different layers of soil we can see. Because the soil what we can see on top of the earth, it's not everywhere, it's not like that. There are different characters, different type of soils we can see under the main layer what we can see with our eyes. So let's start from the bottom part. Okay, you can see here written as bedrock, or else we can also say that parent rock. I already mentioned it earlier. In particular region, what type of rock is present there? That is called as parent rock or bedrock. As I told you earlier, if this bottom part, if it is igneous rocks present there, naturally the soil will be black soil. So what is happening here means, down you can see bedrock or parent rock. Just above it you can see weathered rock fragments. When the parent rock, due to weathering, last year you learned about weathering. So due to weathering, the parent rock broken into pieces, and that is what you can see just above the bedrock. Weathered rock fragments. Then after so many years, the weathered rock fragments gradually become soil. That layer is subsoil. Subsoil means it will be the soil which formed from the rock weathered material, but it will lack humus content, etc. Then next to the subsoil you can see humus content, with humus content, that is topsoil. So main layers are topsoil, subsoil, weathered rock materials and bedrock. Topsoil means it's a subsoil only, but only difference is that there will be more humus content in the topsoil, like the plants and trees, etc., growing in that growing on top of the subsoil. So when the leaves and all fall down after it become dry, then it will gradually, or else even the dead bodies of insects or animals or birds or humans, etc., that and all become part of the topsoil. It decomposes after some time, then it become part of the soil. Actually it become part of the topsoil. So there will be more humus content. So that's why topsoil is very important for cultivation, etc. If you are cultivating something, if the topsoil is nutritious, it contain enough nutrition, then only the crops will grow properly. And the water content also will be there in the topsoil. So topsoil is the most important part in the sense when we are doing agriculture or to grow plants and all, the topsoil is important. So when we learn about water or erosions, or else when rainfall and all comes, what happen? If it's heavy rainfall, if there are no plants or trees, the rainwater will wash away the entire topsoil. Then if there is no topsoil means, then plants cannot grow in, because the subsoil lack moisture content and humus content, etc., nutritions, etc. So it is very important to have topsoil. Factors affecting soil profile, soil formation, I already mentioned earlier: climate, organisms, relief, parent material, time taken to process. That these are affecting the soil profile, soil properties. Like climate means according to climatical condition. As I told you, the example of laterite soil in Kannur, temperature is also high and we are getting heavy rainfall. Because of that, the humus content microorganisms in the soil die, and that's why we are having laterite soil here. So what type of climate is there in one place, that will affect the type of soil. Then organisms, the presence of trees, animals, etc., that also will affect the quality of the soil. Then relief, that means if whether it's mountain region, desert region, plains, that also will affect the type of soil. I already explained it earlier, that's why I'm just going here without much explanation. Parent material means what type of rock is present in that area, that is parent material. Then type, whether the soil start forming recently or so many years ago. So how much time is already passed from the beginning of the process of soil formation. These are the things which will affect the soil properties. That means the type of soil, the color of soil, the fertility of the soil, etc. Degradation of the soil. Soil erosion and depletion are the major threats to soil as a resource. When we are doing agriculture, these are the main problems people facing. So what are the reasons for the soil erosion means, there are natural factors and human factors also. Natural factors in the sense, like sometimes when heavy rainfall comes, or flooding, or landslide, etc., those kind of things are natural factors that also can lead to degradation of soil. Then human factors means we people are doing like deforestation, overgrazing, overuse of chemical fertilizers, pesticides. These kind of human activities also cause degradation of soil. So how to prevent the soil degradation and how to protect the soil? There are different ways. Let's understand few ways here. There are methods like mulching, contour barriers, rock dam, terrace farming, intercropping, contour plowing, shelter belts, etc. Let's understand it one by one. Mulching. As you can see in this picture, the method called mulching, what farmers are doing is between the plants, the land which will be visible, I mean exposed to sun, that area will be covered with layer of organic matter. Organic matter means sometimes some kind of grass or straw, etc. You can see in the picture they use a straw. So basically they are covering the land area by using this straw or such things. Sometimes coconut leaves and all people use to cover the land. What is the reason means, like if it is exposed during daytime, sunlight will evaporate the water content in the soil. So to prevent that and help to retain moisture, we are covering the land with the straw or such plant natural organic matters. So that method is called as mulching. What you can see in this picture, this method is called a contour barriers. Contour means like you can see in a zigzag manner when we draw something, that is, those are contours. So here we are not drawing, it's farming is done in a zigzag manner. Cultivation is done in a zigzag manner. So the purpose of this is to reduce the soil erosion through water. Stones, grass, soil are used to build barriers along contours. Then there will be trenches. Trenches means like drains are made in front of the barriers to collect water, especially in the places hill slopes, etc. When during the rainfall, the entire topsoil will be washed away with the rainwater. To prevent that, people use this contour barrier method. Observe this picture. This method is called as rock dam. It's not a big concrete dam and all. By just piling up of rocks, people just try to slow down the flow of water. Especially during, as I told you, during rainy season, when more water comes in the canals or small rivers, streams, etc., it causes gullies, etc. Gullies means big gaps in the soil. Then the land will become not suitable for doing agriculture and all. So that to reduce the flow of water, speed of water, by piling up the rocks, we control the water, and that method is called as rock dam. Terrace farming. I think terrace farming you are already familiar with. Terrace farming means it's especially done in the mountain slopes, hill slopes, etc. Broad, flat steps are made, or terraces are made on the steep slopes, so that the flat surface are available to grow crops. Because if we are cultivating in the slope area directly, then during the rainwater, the entire topsoil will wash away with the water. To prevent that, the sloped area will be converted into steps or terraces, and then farmers cultivate in that terrace. That is known as terrace farming. Intercropping means, as you can see in the picture, two types of crops are cultivated in the same land in different rows. The use of it is, once the one type of crop is ready for harvesting, other type will be growing. So even if you harvested the one type of crop, still the another crop will be present there, so that even if rain comes, it cannot wash away the entire soil from there, because the roots of the another plants will be present there. So that is a method called intercropping. Two type of crops cultivating in alternate rows. Next method is known as contour plowing. As I told you earlier, contour lines means drawing in zigzag manner. Plowing, all of you know what is plowing, preparing the land for cultivation. So that time itself, while doing plowing, instead of plowing in straight lines, farmers plow in contours, like in zigzag manner. Especially this method is used in hill slope area, so that a natural barrier for water to flow down the slope. Otherwise, water flow will be from top to bottom directly. It will erode the soil very faster. But here the water through these zigzag channels, water will take some time to reach the slope valley. By the time it will be absorbed by the soil in that area. So this method is called as contour plowing. Shelter belts are used for preventing wind erosion, especially in coastal areas and dry regions like deserted regions, etc. What they are doing, as you can see in the picture, rows of trees are planted to check the wind movement to protect soil cover. Otherwise, you see in dry areas, even when if you are going to beach area and all, you can see trees are planted in a row. When the very speed wind come from the ocean, or if it's in a desert region, from the desert, etc., the trees, rows of trees will reduce the speed of the wind, so that it will not, the wind will not take away the entire soil which is available in the next part, which may be using for agriculture, etc. So this method is called as shelter belts. Okay children, that's it for today. Read the textbook once again, understand it. If you have any doubt, you can ask the doubt in the Google Classroom. Okay, thank you.